Oh boy, I just hit record. I am really doing this. I truly just started this podcast on a whim just to see what would happen. If you are new here, hi, my name is Kara Sanchez, and I am the editor in chief here at MILSPO Social Co magazine, and I'm also the editor in chief over at Get Griefy magazine. And if I don't have enough on my plate as it is, I decided why not also start a podcast? So this podcast is going to be a subset of MILSPO Social Co magazine, and I am calling it Rosie the Pivoter because um, we are the great pivoters of our nation. Military spouses year after year are faced with new locations, with PCS moves. They have to adjust and pivot when their spouse is deployed. And a lot of times we are left doing it in new locations without support. And so much is in the air. And I am testament to that. I was a high school educator for nearly 15 years. And, what's interesting is that when my husband was initially in the military, way along back, like over a decade ago, um, I had a really hard time finding employment as a high school Spanish teacher. I was working odd jobs and working roles that had nothing to do with my career. I was working at Ann Taylor. I was working at an after school all stars camp. I was doing soccer coaching for preschoolers. And eventually I did find a job teaching Spanish, but it was at a charter school, an elementary school. And it was just totally different than what I actually wanted to do. And so, if I'm being honest with myself, I asked my husband, like, dude, we got to figure something out here. I don't know if this is going to work out. And so I think he felt pressured to get out of the military, and that longing to be part of something bigger than himself never fully went away. And so after we lived through some seasons of loss, his mom passed away and so did mine. I realized life was way too short to, continue to hold him back. And so I said, go for it. Let's see what happens. And so here we are in our mid 30s, late 30s for me, actually, um, jumping back into military life after being out of it for a full decade. And I find myself in a similar position. Transferring my license from Illinois to Maryland was nearly impossible, and I was going to take a pay cut. And I had already started a magazine for grief and loss, and I figured, why not start one for military spouses and highlight all of the things that they are doing, because so many of us are called to entrepreneurship for this reason alone. I am not alone on this journey. And so with this podcast, what I'm hoping to do is highlight all of the great pivots that we have made in our life, and also highlight the entrepreneurial skill sets that we have accumulated in our life through maybe our traditional career path, our education, where we come from, to inspire women that they're not stuck. They don't have to just lay down and take what it is, right? They can continue to build a life that is meaningful and purposeful and exciting. And just because they're not on the path that they envisioned for themselves, it doesn't mean that it's any less successful. And so I'm prime example of that. Again, I was a teacher, and I just wrote an entire Substack post about all of the skill sets that I acquired from education, whether that being lesson planning and me having multiple preps. Like now, I just consider my two magazines my two preps, and I'm juggling two very different things. But I used to juggle 3 different courses at any given time. So like, honestly, this is easy day. Learning how to have thick skin. Kids can be ruthless, especially in my latest role as a dean of students. Like, I was the ops. The kids hated me because I had to be the one to talk to them and hold them accountable and put their feet to the fire. And so, having to grin and bear when a kid is mother effing you and literally getting assaulted at school, like, I have to show up the next day and continue to be a professional. And I think that's a testament to entrepreneurship. There's going to be times where you come across people who are flat out rude to you, don't treat you with the respect that you need, but you still have to keep your chin up high and continue with your mission, because you can do it, right? Additionally, I'm thinking of other things that I have gone through in my life that I've learned from education. Learning from my students what not to do, right? Some of the kids that just came in and wouldn't make eye contact with you and didn't want to respond, those are the kids that I'm not willing to help out and bend over backwards for. I'm not giving up my lunch to tutor you. But the kids who every day continuously show up, participate, show that they care about you and make connections, those are the kids that I would say, hey, I can stay after school 15 minutes today to help you out, right? And so that's how entrepreneurship works as well. Like, that's how you get ahead, is by making those connections. And so anyway, I'm going to encourage all of you to go ahead, check out that Substack if you want to read more. But the purpose of this podcast is truly to interview women who have made an incredible pivot, left their career because they were kind of forced to due to military circumstances, and talk about the skill sets that they have brought from their, traditional career, their trade of choice, and how that applies to entrepreneurship. And the reason, again, I want to be able to provide this information in bite-sized, short podcast episodes is because I want to inspire women to feel like they're not stuck. They have options. And to remind them that there's so many of us out there, if they ever feel like they don't know where to turn next, we have a full deck of episodes to help them out. So we're just getting started. I'm so excited for this. And I don't really know what else to say, because I am quite literally starting this on a whim. It was inspired action. The idea came to me. I quickly, I'm not even joking, within 15 minutes, started the cover, made the design, and uploaded it in here, and we're going to rock and roll. Okay. I don't think I do. And so that's what we're going to do here at MILSPO Social Co magazine. Welcome to the great pivoter, Rosie the Pivoter.